Now, my second book is going to be a little bit different. And I'm not going to read all of it because it's a little bit of a longer book, and it's called The Hero in You. It's written by singer-songwriter Ellis Paul. This is another independent book, and it was illustrated by Angela Padron. You can see what happens is it goes over all these amazing heroes that we all know about, and it kind of writes little songs and poems about them. You know, everybody's got a story of all their troubles and their glories. Tell me yours, you cannot bore me. I love to listen to you. All your bumps and all your scratches, all your holes and all your patches. It's you, it's true. You have no matches. There's a hero in you. Again, great book. It comes with a CD, so you can sing along with them. I'm only going to read a couple of them to you, but I think that you get the idea. And so the first one is Nellie Bly. I don't know how many of you know who Nellie Bly is. I certainly know I remember reading about her, but I wasn't sure. In short, here's something that Nellie Bly says. I have never written a word that did not come from my heart, and I never shall. Things you should know about Nellie Bly. Nellie Bly was one of the first female journalists to go undercover to research a story. Nellie Bly completed a trip around the world in 72 days. It was a new world record at the time. Nellie Bly was the pen name for Elizabeth Jane Cochran. That was her real name, Elizabeth Jane Cochran. She went by Nellie Bly when she wrote. And one of her most famous stories helped lead to better conditions in hospitals. So again, here is Miss Nellie Bly. And I'm going to read the poem now to you. Nellie Bly, Nellie Bly, the world could be yours if you try, if you try. Nellie Bly was just a girl born into a world where little girls barely mattered. Every woman couldn't vote. Their jobs just left them broke, sewing clothes and stirring batter. Nellie didn't think that was right. She took up a pen to fight for women's rights. She told the whole world what it's all about. Nellie Bly, she was sly. She was like a private eye. She went undercover into a woman's mental ward. Her pen was like a sword, and she played sick to be among the others. The patients weren't being treated right, and she stayed there 10 long days and nights. And then she told the whole world what it was all about. Nellie Bly was just a girl in a race around the world, taking trains and ships on steam power. She sailed the China seas with her pet monkey, meeting kings and getting flowers. Arabia, Hong Kong, Singapore. In 72 days, she was on American shores, telling the whole wide world what it's all about. And that is Nellie Bly. How about Augustus Jackson? Have you ever heard of him? I haven't. Let's see, what can we learn about Augustus Jackson? He did not invent ice cream, but invented a way to make it last long enough to be shipped and sold. So you can thank Augustus Jackson for why you eat your awesome H-E-B creamy creations, because he figured out how to make it in a way where it would last a long time. He is known as the official father of ice cream because of that. And he was once a cook at the White House for President James Madison. This is Augustus Jackson. See him? And let's read about him. Strawberry, chocolate, vanilla ice cream. Old Augustus Jackson, he's got an ice cream machine. He puts a little flavor, sugar and ice, then he mixes it with salt and cream and it tastes real nice. Augustus Jackson was a free Black man, a chef at the White House for the Madisons. He came to Philadelphia when they set him free. He started making ice cream on Goodwater Street. And the people came, calling out his flavors by name. Augustus Jackson invented a way to make ice cream last for days and days. He built his empire from the ground by shipping ice cream all over town. No matter what flavor you are, you can fill up a spoon at Jackson's ice cream bar. That's fantastic. I didn't know that. Whoa, here's one I heard of, but I don't know that much about. His name is Woody Guthrie, All right. The quote that he says here is, I don't want the kids to be grown up. I want to see the grown folks be kids. That's so cool. His most famous song is, oh, you know this one. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. Well, that song is considered one of the most important songs of the 20th century. I agree. Woody Guthrie sometimes traveled around the country by jumping on freight trains. Jump on freight trains. He'd be like, I'm not going to fly. I'm not going to drive. I'm just going to jump on this train. And he wrote nearly 2,000 songs in his lifetime. That is so neat. Now I can't get that song out of my mind, but here we go. Let's learn about Woody Guthrie, shall we? Woody's jumping on a train in a boxcar in the rain under one big sky and wipes the dirt out of his eye. He's out there seeking truth. His guitar's cutting loose, a dust bowl stray on a ribbon of highway. He's an oaky locomotive rider, singing, thinking, freedom fighter, stretching lyric pictures of this land. He's a poet, picker, writer, painter, mystic, prophet, entertainer, Woody Guthrie, working man. Under California skies, Okies were broken, just getting by. In the orchards round their radio, there's a voice there that's giving him hope. He wrote songs out on Coney Isle that made his children, Pete Seeger, smile. Songs for workers in the Grand Kula Dam, for soldiers of war, and for old Uncle Sam. He was born in the old Dust Bowl, a red dirt cowboy with a childlike soul. From New York to the Rio Grande, kept on singing all the way to California. This land is your land. I like the Chicano Batman version of This Land is My Land as well, because it goes English and Spanish. So if any of your parents want to download it, it's really good too. I did not know all this about the man who wrote This Land is Our Land. Now we're going to learn about Chief Joseph. So Chief Joseph, his quote was, "We will fight no more forever." And here are things you should know about him. He protested the removal of his people from their homes, but he did his best to resist violence. His given name was Hinamatuyalatket, which meant thunder rolling down the mountain. And he led his tribe for more than 1,000 miles while successfully avoiding the US cavalry to save them. So let's learn about Chief Joseph, shall we? I am a child of the Wallowa Valley in the wilds of Oregon. I am thunder rolling down the mountain. I was born a chief's son. The Nez Perce were my people. Looking Glass was my friend. And we lived our lives in the western hills till the white men came closing in, closing in. From where the sun now stands, I will fight no more forever, and we will all remain together from where the sun now stands. 10,000 years a land was ours, if any can own a land. We believe no trees, no wind, no earth are property of man. General Howard came to find us. His government would not agree. So the land was claimed by the white man, and my people had to flee. My people had to flee. In their Palm Mountains, just miles from freedom's hand, we sold our homes, we sold our bones, and surrendered all our land. What is the price of freedom? What is the pay for grief? And what do we surrender to live our lives in peace? To live our lives in peace. I think I will stop there, kids. And I want to thank you for listening to me for the last half hour or so. Again, the two books I read to you, in case your parents want to find them, are The Hero in You by Ellis Paul and illustrated by Angela Padron. Everything I read to you is actually a song, so it comes with a CD where all those poems can be sung as well. Wonderful book. So many more heroes that we didn't go over, but it's a great book for you to check out. And what do you do with an idea written by author Kobe Yamada and illustrated by May Besson? And again, this is part of the Grab a Book and Go series that SAISD is bringing to you. Specifically, wanted to remind you that there are so many amazing books that the district has invested in that they're going to really have a lot of to give you and to distribute. Everything from Opuestos, a Mexican folk art, opposites in English and Spanish, Un Sillón para mi mamá, Sonia Sotomayor, A Judge Grows in the Bronx, La Juez que se creyó en el Bronx, to Gaby, Perdida y Encontrada, y Frida, El Misterio del Anillo de Pavo Real y Yo. And then they have some wonderful English titles as well. And they are basically, let's see, some more Safari for the pre-reader, Misty Copeland, wonderful ballerina. The Wonder Horse, the true story of the world's smartest horse, A Hero, Two Doors Down, Hidden Figures, the true story of 4 Black women and the space race, as well as What Color is My World, the long lost history of African American inventors. So many amazing books this summer. So please, more than anything else, enjoy the great work that SAISD is doing to bring reading to you. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a great summer. Bye, guys.